morning friends. Welcome to our YouTube channel by Gyan Manjari Modern School with subject science for standard 9th. Students, today we are going to start with a new chapter, chapter number 6, tissues from biology. In this chapter we are discussing about tissues. So first of all, what are tissues? Students, in the unicellular organisms, only one cell performs all the kind of activities. It can be absorption, digestion, assimilation. But in a multicellular organisms, there are different groups of cells to perform different activities. So suppose we take an example of amoeba. Amoeba is unicellular. So only one cell perform all the activities, all the physiological activities. But in a multicellular organism, there are group of cells, and these group of cells having the similar structure and they work together to perform, to achieve any function is called tissues. Okay students, take out page number 68. Here it is given, students, just underline this, a group of a cell here. Very important, the group of a cells that are similar in structure and or work together to achieve a particular function forms a tissue. Means the cells, they are of one group, one type, and they all work together to do any particular functions. Okay, but there are difference in a plant tissues and also in a animal tissues. So here tissues can be divided into two major parts, plant tissue and animal tissue. In this chapter we are going to discuss in detail about all the types of plant tissue, all the type of animal tissue, but one by one. In your textbook it is given plant tissue, types and that characteristics. But when we draw chart, so you can get the central idea of the classification of tissues. So here I have just drawn some part of the classification, and today we will learn that much part of the classification and that much types of tissues in detail. Again, there are main two types, plant tissue and animal tissue. We will start with plant tissue. There are again two types of plant tissues. They are meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are the tissues which are possibilities are there to divide. But in permanent tissue, the number of cells is not getting increased. Here they are divided, their ability to divide, meristematic tissue. But permanent tissues are lose the ability to divide. So they will die after their functions over. Okay. So again, these permanent tissues are divided into three types. Which are they? Apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. So these are the three types, apical, lateral and intercalary. See students, again I explain this classification. Tissues, plant tissue, animal tissue, plant tissue, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues which are having ability to divide and new cells are produced, numbers getting increased. Here they lose the ability to divide. Again, meristematic tissues are divided into three types: apical, then lateral meristem, and also the intercalary meristem. Students, just note down this much. This is not the whole classification, but this is the classification that we are going to learn today. So just note down this much classification only. We will continue the next classification in the next period, but I want to explain these three types of tissues in detail today. So just note down where are they in the classification of a tissues. Just note down this. Now, first of all, I will write the characteristics of meristematic tissues in general. Generally, how are they? Meristematic tissues. Number 1, write the characteristics. Number 1, these tissues are very active. They are able to divide. Number 2, they have dense cytoplasm. Number 3, thin walls made up of cellulose. Students, as we know, these are the plant cells and their cell wall is made up of cellulose. But these walls are somewhat thin. They have prominent nuclei. Nuclei means it is the plural form of nucleus. Nuclei, one singular nucleus. More than nucleus means it is called as a nuclei. It is in the plural form, nothing else. So prominent means it is seen in the central part of the cell. Prominent, having the particular function. They lack vacuoles. Means vacuoles are not there. What are vacuoles? That we have learned in chapter number 5. Okay. So functions of vacuoles also we will learn in chapter 5. These are the meristematic tissues in general, students. Just note down this. Now, 3 types of meristematic tissues. Which are they? Apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. Where are they located? Okay. I am drawing here the rough sketch already given in your textbook, students, page number 69, figure number 6.2. It is just like this, rocket, just like rocket. Try to draw with me, students. Keep a practice of drawing the figures. When you start watching the video of science, keep a pencil, pen, rough book, textbook with you. Then only you will get the idea about the points. Okay. Now these are the apical. Types. Number 1, apical meristem. First type of meristematic tissue. These are intercalary meristem. Second type. And third one is lateral meristem. This is third one. Now you can see apical meristem are on the top of a tip of a shoot and tip of a root. We can find apical meristematic tissue on the tip of a shoot and the tip of a root. So they are responsible for the growth. Due to as their number increases, the height of the plant is increased. So they are responsible for the growth. So here I will write this about meristematic apical meristem. Apical meristem is present at the growing tips. Is present at the growing tip. And what is the function? And increases length of plant. So this is the function of a apical meristem on the aerial part, on the shoot and on the tip of a root. So inside it also the length increases, outside the soil also the length of the plant increases due to the apical meristem. Now intercalary meristem is located near the node. Intercalary located near node or on the base of a leaf. So it gives the stiffness to the leaf and we can say branch. And number 3, the girth of the stem or root increases due to the lateral meristem. Girth of stem or root increases due to lateral meristem. So students, these are the functions of apical meristem, intercalary and lateral. But what is the girth? Girth means the fatness of the branch or stem. So they become very strong. Apical for the height of the plant, lateral for the fatness of the plant. We can say, you can't write the word fatness there, but you can write the word girth of the plant. But I am explaining what is the meaning of this word. And intercalary meristem located near the nodes. So suppose this is the plant and this is the leaf. So here intercalary meristem is there. It gives the stiffness to the leaf. So these are the three types of meristematic tissues: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and also the which one third? Lateral meristem. Okay students, so these are about meristematic tissue. In the next period we will learn about the type of permanent tissue. So now time for homework. Write the functions of apical, intercalary and lateral meristem with figure 6.2. And number 2, write characteristics of meristematic tissue. Which I have already explained. Okay. The next classification we will learn in the next session. Students, just note down this homework. Bye. Take care. We will meet in the next period.